Lord my God, on this morning when the world awakens and the shadows of night dissipate, my heart also rises before you in reverence and humility, crying out for understanding amid the losses that still throb in my soul. You who probe thoughts before they are formed, who know cries before they even arise. Listen, O Father, to this plea that is not born of rebellion, but of the pain of not understanding your ways. When I prostrate myself in prayer and do not receive the answer I expect, when the blessing I imagine does not materialize, when, instead of conquest, I find loss, my soul is confused. But even so, even in the midst of confusion, I decide to trust. Even with tears in my eyes and a broken heart, I declare that you are good and that your thoughts are higher than mine. Lord, there are times when I have cried out with all my strength, believing that your answer would come with restitution, with the return of that which I so desired, with immediate relief from the pain that consumed me. However, what I received was silence, or worse, I saw doors close, people leave, dreams slip through my fingers like fine sand. And I asked you, why? I asked with tears in my eyes and a trembling voice, Lord, where are you? And even without a clear answer, a stillness would set in, as if you were saying, trust. And today I understand, O God, that in many of these losses you were acting, not with harshness, but with a love that is not limited to my understanding, a love that sees beyond the present, that protects when I do not see the danger, that removes when something is silently killing. My essence. Father, if you took something from me, it was because you knew it hurt me, even when I embraced it as if it were essential. If your love has taken away friendships, relationships, opportunities, or paths from me, it is because you have in your hands a work greater than my eyes can see. I thank you for the closed doors, even when my heart bled before them. I praise you for every goodbye that confused me, for every silence that shaped me, for every weight that taught me to depend on you more than my own understandings. For even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear, for you are with me. And if you are with me, then even pain becomes a blessing, even loss becomes a new beginning, even solitude reveals your sweetest company. Therefore, Lord, renew in me today this faith that sees beyond what I have lost. Teach me to recognize your hand, even in tears, even in goodbyes, even in the no's that shattered my expectations. Give me spiritual eyes to perceive what the natural world cannot understand. Teach me that what seemed to be the end was only the starting point for a new story, that the love that was gone was preventing the love that would come, that the lost opportunity was divine protection in disguise, and that the road that was closed hid precipices that my soul would never be able to cross alone. You are the God who knows what I do not know, who sees what I do not see, who prepares what I never even imagined dreaming. O Holy Spirit, come and seal this conviction in the deepest part of my being. May I never exchange the security of your will for the illusion of my desires. May I not lament what your hand has taken away, but may I glorify every hidden deliverance. Even if my eyes insist on crying for a past that is gone, may my soul learn to smile for the future that you are building. Because everything works together for the good of those who love you. Everything, even loss, even silence, even waiting. You are the God who transforms losses into protection, absences into direction, pain into healing, and endings into new beginnings. And so, even in tears, I worship you. Even without understanding, I surrender. Even with a heavy heart, I declare, your will be done. Lord, in this sacred silence that envelops my soul, I come before you again with a heart stripped of all pretension, with a prostrate soul and empty hands, because I possess nothing but my faith And even that sometimes wavers, but don't give up, because within me there still burns the certainty that you are God, and even when everything seems out of place, you remain enthroned over all things. There is no pain that does not first pass through your hands. There is no tear that runs down my face without first touching your heart. So even when I lose, even when I'm confronted with the void left by that which has departed, I choose to hold on to the truth that nothing is removed from my life without your wisdom first allowing it. And if you allowed it, O God, it is because you have higher, deeper, and more eternal purposes than my limited mind is capable of understanding. Maybe the love that left me was not the love that would build me up. Perhaps the door that closed did not lead to the promise, but to captivity. Maybe the friendship that fell apart hid thorns that had not yet hurt me. And in the midst of it, all your voice whispers, even when my ears are deaf with pain, trust me. And it is in this soft echo, in this invisible but real touch, that I find the strength to continue. For if I lose something I thought precious, and in its place I receive your care, then I am never truly at a loss. You are the God who exchanges what hurts for what heals, what weighs for what liberates, what enslaves for what sanctifies. How many times, Lord, have I held on to situations just out of fear of letting go? How many times have I insisted on maintaining ties that no longer had your approval, just because I feared loneliness? But in the darkness of absence, I discovered your presence. In the echo of departures, I found your embrace. And I realized that some losses are not tragedies, but liberations. They are not punishments, but rescues. You took from my hands what I, with naivety or attachment, called a blessing, but which in your eternal gaze was just a delay. And even when time seemed cruel to me, it revealed your kindness. Because over the days, the pain gave way to peace, and the voids were filled with your presence. Yes, Lord, your answer often takes the form of absence. And this taught me to trust not in the answers, but in you. Your wisdom does not submit to my time, and your faithfulness does not depend on my expectations. You are constant even when everything around me is unstable. You are rock when all that surrounded me was quicksand, and if I lost in human eyes, because in your eyes I was protected, I was redirected, I was loved. Your hand led me along paths that seemed dark, but that, in the end, revealed landscapes of hope and promises that I never imagined reaching. You have plans that are not built with the bricks I choose, but with those you shape in the fire of purification. And even if it means going through the furnace, I thank you, because I prefer to walk with a wounded heart and protected by you than to smile with a chest full of deceit and far from your will. Help me, Holy Spirit, to accept what has gone without carrying resentment, to remember without holding on to it, to honor the past without becoming a hostage to it. Teach me to gather wisdom from every tear, strength from every pain, light from every dark night. May I not transform losses into prisons, but rather into steps that elevate me to where your glory dwells. May I understand that every no was a yes to your protection, that every separation was a drawing closer to your presence, that every fall was an invitation to deeper surrender, to total dependence on you. You are the God who does not waste suffering, who does not allow loss without purpose, who transforms every ruin into the foundation for something greater. And if today I still walk among the rubble, I trust that you are building something new. If today the silence echoes louder than the answer, I know that you are whispering eternal truths amidst the wind. If people have walked away, if projects have failed, if dreams have crumbled, then it is because you are planting something greater, something that only blooms in broken soil. That is why I no longer want to fight to hold on to what you are asking me to let go. I no longer want to resist when you are inviting me to trust, even if it still hurts, even if the process has no end in sight. I bow down. I give you my tired hands, my teary eyes, my restless soul, because I know that you are present, and that is enough. Lord, make me sensitive to your leading. May I not desire what you have already taken away. May I not idolize what robs me of peace. May I not run after what was taken by your hands. If you took it, it was because it was necessary. If you cut it, it's because there was hidden rot. If you have allowed loss, it is because the harvest will come later, and it will be greater. Teach me to walk in faith even without seeing, loving it even without understanding it, to praise even among ashes. Because I know that the Lord who takes away is also the one who restores, that the God who is silent is also the one who responds at the right time. You are the author of my story, and I give you the freedom to write as you wish. Even if I cry over the commas, I will trust in the full stop that will come from your hands, Lord of heaven and earth. At this moment when my soul is gathered before your majesty, I come once again to throw myself into your presence as someone who completely dissolves in the waters of your love. I have no answers, I have no merits, I have no strength to support myself, but I have a heart that insists on seeking you, and that's enough, because I know that even in the midst of pain, you see me. Even when I'm broken, you pick me up. Even when I am surrounded by the shadows of the unknown, it is you who guides each step with invisible yet undeniable light. You have shown me, O Father, that what seemed like loss to me was actually freedom. How many times have I been spared from an evil I never imagined? How many times have I cried for a door that didn't open, without realizing that behind it there were prisons disguised as opportunities? You, with your infinite mercy, have torn from me what I would not have the courage to let go of on my own. And even if my flesh struggles, my soul recognizes everything that comes from you is good, even if it hurts. Everything you allow has a purpose, even if today I can't see the horizon beyond the storm. I remember, Lord, the days when my prayers were filled with desperation, when I cried out for immediate solutions, begged for answers that would free me from pain. But today I understand that some of those prayers were answered with silence, because what I asked for would distract me from what really mattered. I asked you to keep people who were hurting me. I begged you to restore paths that led to destruction. I begged you to preserve what you were already removing with care and zeal. And yet, with patience and love, you taught me that no is also an answer. That emptiness is also an answer. That absence, sometimes, is the greatest act of protection a father can offer a child. Therefore, today I praise you not only for the blessings I have received, but for the blessings I did not understand, for the yeses that made me happy and the noes that taught me, for the encounters that edified me and the goodbyes that saved me. I praise you for the promises fulfilled, but also for those that were postponed, because I know that you are not late. Your timing is perfect even when my impatience screams otherwise. Your justice is righteous, even when it seems to contradict me. Your faithfulness is constant, even when my feelings waver. You are God, and that never changes, and in this confidence I stand firm. On this rock I lean, because I know that every loss you allowed was to make room for something greater, that every disappointment I have faced has been a revelation of your protection. May each tear water a land that now blossoms in maturity, wisdom, and faith. What seemed like the end was, in fact, the beginning of a new chapter written by your hands. What I thought was punishment, I now recognize as stoning. Because, while I asked for comfort, you molded me for eternity. As I cried out for relief, you taught me to resist. As I tried to run away from the pain, you drew me closer to your heart. And now, Lord, I no longer want to pray just for you to take me away from pain. I want to pray that pain will lead me to you. That loss will bring me closer to your purpose. That every broken fragment of my being will fit into your creative hands. And from me will emerge something new, something of yours, something eternal. I want to learn to look at the scars as testimonies of healing. I want to look at the voids and recognize in them the space where your glory longs to dwell. I no longer want to just survive the storms. I want to dance in the rain, knowing that every drop that falls carries the promise of your presence. Teach me, Lord, to live with open hands, to not cling to anything that does not come from you, to not idolize people, places, or projects that do not carry your breath of life. If I have to lose everything I have to gain you, so be it. If I have to walk through dark valleys to understand the depth of your love, so be it. I no longer ask for easy paths, but I ask you for paths that lead me to you. I no longer ask for quick answers, but I ask you for eyes to see your hand in the midst of waiting, because I know that you are in every detail. In the friendship that left, you were teaching about dependency. In the love that fell apart, you were clearing the way for the true one. In the door that closed, you were stopping me from getting hurt. In the dream that died, you were sowing another, bigger and holier one. Nothing has gone unnoticed before. Every loss has been noted in your book. Every sigh was gathered by your spirit. Every sleepless night was accompanied by your watchful gaze. I have never been alone. Even when I called out to you and didn't hear you, you were there. Even when I looked for you and couldn't find you, you were by my side, supporting me in silence. Therefore, today, I no longer want to resist your actions, even when your actions take me away from what I love, even when your love takes me away from everything that seemed safe. For true refuge is not in the things I possess, but in you. True home is not a place, but your presence. True rest is not the absence of struggle, but the knowledge that you are in the midst of the battle with me. So, Lord, make me an altar, a place where your will is worshipped, even when it costs me tears. Make my heart a temple, where you dwell even when everything around falls apart. You are the God who raises the dead, who turns ashes into beauty, who uses losses to reveal victories. So even if the world tells me I've lost, if I have you, I've won. Even if others count my defeats, you count my deliverances. Even if there's no evidence that things will get better, I trust. Because your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. And if you said you have plans for peace and not for evil, then no matter what I see, I believe. And that's enough for me, eternal Lord, Father of mercies and all consolation, now that I find myself here before your presence, with my heart matured by pain and my eyes opened by loss. I understand, even if only in part, that each absence was also your presence molding me in silence. Each empty space was filled by your spirit. Each longing that remained taught me that the only love that remains forever is yours. Therefore today, even amidst the memory of what did not return, of what was gone, of what fell, I praise you, because you are the God who blesses even when he allows something to be taken away. You are the Father who perfects his Son, even if to do so he has to allow pruning, cutting, and renunciation. In so many early mornings, Lord, I looked at the ceiling, with my eyes open in the darkness, asking why I was left, why that which was so precious disappeared between my fingers like mist. I questioned you in silence, with my lips sealed, but with my soul crying out, Lord, why didn't you hold on to what I didn't want to let go of? But your answer did not come as I expected. It wasn't a sudden miracle. It wasn't the return of someone who left, nor the restoration of everything I begged to have back. Your answer was different. A love so deep that it taught me to continue even without answers. Such intense care that sustained me when I thought I couldn't take the next step. A wisdom so high that it made me accept that I don't need to understand everything. I just need to trust, because today I know that what I lost was what took me to your lap. What collapsed was what made me dig deeper into the foundations of faith. What ended prepared me for what you were still beginning. And even without completely understanding, I prostrate myself and surrender everything to you. Not only what I have, but also what I have lost. Not only the joys, but also the tears. Not only dreams, but also frustrations. Everything is yours. Everything belongs to you. To you. I give the memories that still weigh heavily, the people who still inhabit. My thoughts, the plans that never left the drawing board. Because I know that if something didn't happen, it was because your hand was holding the time and direction. And just as a gardener removes the dead leaves so that the tree may flourish, you removed from my heart what was preventing fulfillment. You took me by the hand, and even among the rubble, you lifted me up. I still remember the days when everything inside me seemed erased, and yet you didn't give up on me. You visited me with your comfort. You surrounded me with your presence. You lifted me up not with promises of ease, but with the truth that even suffering can be holy if it brings me closer to you. Lord, today I pray for every soul that is still bleeding inside, for those who still don't understand why what they loved so much was lost, for those who cried out to you and only heard silence, for those who thought they were abandoned when in fact they were being preserved. Reach out your hand over hearts that still carry guilt, fear, or confusion because of what has gone. Show with your gentle light that what seemed like rejection was actually redirection, that what seemed like the end was just a page turned with affection by a Father who knows what he is doing. Teach us to trust absence as if it were presence. Teach us to see your love even when it visits us in a harsh way. May we look back not with regret, but with gratitude. Because if we are still here, it is because your purpose still lives in us. And no loss is greater than your calling. No absence is greater than the certainty that you remain. Nothing that goes away is greater than what you are preparing. Therefore, Lord, I also give you my fears about the future. Because yes, I still have fears. I still carry within me the insecurity of someone who has already lost too much and is afraid of losing again. But I no longer want to live as a slave to fear. I don't want to fear tomorrow anymore. I want to live in the freedom of those who trust in the Father. I want to walk with my eyes fixed on you, even when the road gets narrow. Because I know that you are the same one who held me up when the ground gave way. You are the same one who carried me when I couldn't walk. You are the same one who transformed losses into testimonies and defeats into steps to your glory. Help me not to live trying to figure everything out, but to live resting in you. May my trust not be based on what I see, but on what I know about your character. You are good. You are faithful. You don't change. And if your thoughts are not mine, then I want yours. If your ways are not my ways, then guide me in yours. For even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, if you are with me, there is comfort. If your rod and your staff lead me, then there is direction. And even if everything in me wants to go back, stay, or control, may your Spirit teach me to let go, to follow, to surrender. I want to learn to see your hand in simple things. At the closing of a door, at the end of a season, in the silence that seemed like abandonment, but was your most intimate presence. You were there when it all fell apart. You were there when the bad news came. You were there when the person left. You were there when I cried alone, hidden from the world. And if you were there, Lord, then it all made sense. So every pain served. So every loss was love, and each broken piece became a redemptive mosaic in your hands. And if today I can pray, like this, with tears in my eyes but with peace in my heart, it is because you sustained me. It's because you didn't let the pain drown me. It is because you taught me to float on deep waters, guided only by the breath of your grace. Thank you for every no, for every wait, for every absence. Because they all taught me that nothing in this world is worth more than being in your will. Lord, consecrate now this heart that is reborn from the ashes. I don't just want to survive the loss, I want to flourish from it. May my roots be deeper, let my faith be firmer, may my praise be purer, and may my life, whole, restored, transformed, be a song of worship to you. There is no loss that your purpose does not use, and there is no broken heart that you cannot make new. Here I am, Lord, yours forever, totally yours.